Prabhuji.
Okay, thank you. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari, Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari, Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana, Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana, Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari, Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari, Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana, Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana, Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jaya Nitai Sachinandana, Nitai Sachinandana, Nitai Sachinandana, Gaura Hare, Jai Nitai Sachinandana, Nitai Sachinandana, Nitai Sachinandana, Gaura Hare, Jaya Giri Govardhan, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Nittai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nittai Gaura Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. So Hare Krishna. So today is the most auspicious day of Giri Govardhan Puja. So we will start with the pranam mantras first. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगल्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेष्वभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। Hare Krishna. So we are reading Canto 1, Chapter 8, Text 43. I hope you can see my screen, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, okay. So I will chant the verse 3 times and then devotees can chant. So this is the last prayer of last verse of the Mother Kunti's prayers. So auspicious prayers, all of them. Especially this has significance in relation to today's festival also, worship of goats, cows and brahmanas, etc. So Shri Krishna Krishna Sakhavrish Nirshabhani Rishabhavani Dhrug Rajanya Vamshadahanana Pavarga Virya Govinda Godvija Surarti Haravatara Yogeshwara Akhila Guru Bhagavan Namaste. Shri Krishna Krishna Sakhavrishnirषभावनि Dhrug Rajanya Vamshadahanana Pavarga Virya Govinda Godvija Surarti Haravatara Yogeshwara Akhila Guru Bhagavan Namaste. Shri Krishna Krishna Sakhavrishnirषभावनि Dhrug Rajanya Vamshadahanana Pavarga Virya Govinda Godvija Surarti Haravatara Yogeshwara Akhila Guru Bhagavan Namaste. Please chant, devotees.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Shri Krishna Krishna Sakavirsmi Rishabhavani Dhru Rajanya Vamshadhana Pavarga Viryam Govinda Godvija Surati Haravatara Yogeshwara Kila Guru Bhagavan Namaste. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Shri Krishna Krishna Saka Vrishni Vrishabhavani Drugurajanya Vamsha Dahanana Pavarga Virya Govinda Dija Surarti Haravatara Yogeshwara Akhila Guru Bhagavan Namaste.
Thank you, Mataji.
Shri Krishna Krishna Saka Vishnu Rasa Bhavani Durga Rajanya Vamsa Dhanana Pavargat Virya Govinda Godvija Surati Hara Avatar Yogeshwara Kila Guru Bhagavan Namaste.
Thank you, Prabhu. So we will read the word by word. Shri Krishna, O Shri Krishna, Krishna Sakha, O friend of Arjuna, Vrishni, of descendants of Vrishni, Rishabha, O chief, Avani, the earth, Druk, rebellious, Rajanya Vamsha, dynasties of the kings, Dahara, O annihilator, Anapavarga, without deterioration of, Virya, prowess, Govinda, O proprietor of Golokadhama, Go of the cows, Dvija, the Brahmanas, Sura, the demigods, Artihara, to relieve distress, Avatara, O Lord who descends, Yoga Ishvara, O master of all mystic powers, Akhila, universal, Guru, O preceptor, Bhagavan, O possessor of all opulences, Namaste, respectful obeisances unto you. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation: O Krishna, O friend of Arjuna, O chief amongst the descendants of Vrishni, you are the destroyer of those political parties which are disturbing elements on this earth. Your prowess never deteriorates. You are the proprietor of the transcendental abode, and you descend to relieve the distresses of the cows, the brahmanas, and the devotees. You possess all mystic powers, and you are the preceptor of the entire universe. You are the Almighty God, and I offer you my respectful obeisances. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. A summary of the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna is made herein by Srimati Kunti Devi. The Almighty Lord has his eternal transcendental abode where he is engaged in keeping Surabhi cows. He is served by hundreds and thousands of goddesses of fortune. He descends to the material world to reclaim his devotees and to annihilate the disturbing elements in groups of political parties and kings who are supposed to be in charge of administration work. He creates, maintains, and annihilates by his unlimited energies, and still he is always full with prowess and does not deteriorate in potency. The cows, the brahmanas, and the devotees of the Lord are all objects of his special attention because they are very important factors for general welfare of living beings. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So the last verse of Queen Kunti's prayers is very detailed explanation of the glories of Krishna, directly glorifying Sri Krishna in different ways. We can see that all the Kunti, all prayers of pure devotees, including Mother Kunti, is all glorification of Lord only. And then this last prayer, she is directly describing Krishna with different names, calling Krishna with different names, indicating different potencies and unlimited glories of Bhagavan Krishna. So we can go through these words. It's very interesting. By the mercy of Prabhupada, we have all these explanations. In the teachings of Queen Kunti, Prabhupada gives a long descriptions of each verse and this verse also. And so with that reference as a basic reference for this verse, we can expand the glories of Krishna. So Kunti starts with, of course, Sri Krishna, its direct name, O Krishna. Then she calls Krishna Sakha. Now, usually Krishna Sakha, at least in my understanding also, Krishna Sakha means friend of Krishna. It's the name of Arjuna. But here Mother Kunti is calling Krishna as Krishna Sakha. So the description given by Acharyas and Prabhupada is here in this verse, the meaning of Krishna Sakha is Krishna only. That means friend of Krishna is Krishna. And this Krishna Sakha, that Krishna is indicating Arjuna. So Mother Kunti is calling friend of Arjuna. Now, I was not sure why Mother Kunti is calling Arjuna as Krishna. Then at least two places I have seen. One is Arjuna is a cousin of Krishna. Vasudeva and Kunti are brother and sister. So they have similar bodily features, especially the Sanskrit meaning. One of the meaning of Krishna is darkish complexion. So Arjuna also has, it seems, that kind of complexion or bodily features like Krishna because they are cousins. That's why Mother Kunti is indicating the word Krishna as Arjuna here. So Krishna Sakha is Sakha of Arjuna, which is Krishna. And some other place I saw that when Lord Shiva gifted Pashupatastra to Arjuna, Lord Shiva calls Arjuna as Krishna. And the reason he is mentioning is because Arjuna is reminding Lord Shiva of Krishna. So when he saw Arjuna, he was able to remember Krishna. So because of that, he was very happy and called Arjuna as Krishna. So that is another reason. The second reference, I don't know the scriptural reference. I just read it somewhere. But the first one, of course, Prabhupada directly mentions Arjuna. And Prabhupada also mentions Krishna means little longer one. Krishna is a name of Draupadi. And Lord Krishna saved Draupadi. And of course, Draupadi is a devotee. And that way also this Krishna Sakha makes sense as a name of Krishna as Draupadi's friend also that Prabhupada mentions. So in any case, Draupadi starts with that, Krishna Sakha. And then she goes with calling him as Vrishni, which is very famous. As we know, Krishna is descendant of Vrishni. Vasudeva comes under the Yadu dynasty, where Vrishni is one of the chief members. So that is another name. And the third one is a long one, Rishabhavani Dhruk Rajanya Vamsha Dahanan. So that means Prabhupada gives the translation, you are the destroyer of those political parties which are disturbing elements on this earth. So Bhagavad Gita, the famous verses, chapter 4, 7 and 8, verse 7 and 8, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata, abhyuthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. So whenever there is calamities in the world, religion is degraded, etc., Krishna will descend himself, he's mentioning. And the next verse, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Continuation of that to save the devotees or protect the devotees and to annihilate the demons and to re-establish the religious principles I descend. Krishna mentioned. So Draupadi is mentioning that same point here. You are the destroyer of those political parties which are disturbing elements on this earth. Now she goes on to calling him as this special word, Anapavarga Virya. Now, Prabhupada gives detailed explanation of this. Even in his lecture, sometimes he speaks this nice word, Apavarga. And this comes in the verse in Canto 3, chapter 25. I remember if it is verse 25, Lord Kapila-deva's instructions about devotional service. The famous verse, Satam Prasangan, Mama Virya Samvido Bhavanti Karna Rasayana Katha, Yajjoshanada Yashu Apavarga Vartmani. So that word, and Shraddharatir Bhaktir Anukramishyati. So that same word comes there also. So according to Prabhupada, the description is a little detailed, but it is interesting. Hopefully many of you know that already, but it's I will still describe for my purification, because this is very much applicable to the conditioned souls. So Pavarga means in Sanskrit and in many of the Indian languages which are derived from Sanskrit, the Pavarga indicates the letters Pa, pa, ba, bha, ma. So group of those letters starting with pa. So pa indicates in this context parishrama, which is hard labor. Too much labor. Again, this labor is not for serving Krishna, but this labor is for sense gratification. What happens when someone does a lot of hard labor, parishrama, then they will have this pena, which is foam at their mouth. Like donkeys and all, they work hard, and then this foam will come from their mouth. Like that, it may not happen literally, but sometimes it happens to humans also. But after a lot of parishrama, this pena will come from the mouth, and then even after doing a lot of labor, hard labor, people will feel no happiness, and then they get frustrated. I'm trying this way, that way, day and night, going for this job, trying to earn money, and even after doing all these things, I'm still feeling unhappiness. I might feel a little bit happiness, but then comes, big unhappiness. So Prabhupada gave this is papa ba, indicates vyartha or vyartha. We could, sometimes in Bengali, va and bar used interchangeably. So vyartha means frustration. That is one indication of unhappiness here. And other place, this ba is also mentioned as bandhana. That means after doing a lot of hard work, we get attached to that process, thinking that, I'll try again and again, I might get some happiness. I did not become happy by going through a lot of hard labor, but at some point I will get happiness. So let me continue this process. That's what conditioned souls are doing. They will go through the whole material life and they will be entangled. Birth, old age, disease, or disease, old age, death. Again, they will go for the same, parishrama. So that is called bandhana. So ba indicates vyartha or bandhana. In either case, we are frustrated and still we are attached to these materialistic activities. The next letter in the sequence is bha, which is bhaya, because we try a lot, we are not able to become happy, and then we will keep trying that and still we are not able to be happy. So we get this kind of fear. Why I am not becoming happy? Let me try that. Now I'm fearful that I will become happy or not. And then it will bring stress and strain and all those things. So we will be fearful. And then also we have fear of death also. It will come because while going through this hard labor, we will be diseased and we have to go through different struggling situations. And we feel like, at some point we will lose our body. We are so attached to our body. So that fear, bhaya, is there. And then ultimately, it will bring us to the last point, death, that is mrityu. So this pavarga, pa, pha, ba, bhama is parishrama, pena, the form, vyartha or bandhana, attachment or frustration, and then bhaya, fear, and finally mrityu, death. So this is the pavarga. And this is a path of material tribulation. Now, in this verse, Krishna is mentioned as anapavarga. So apavarga means what is not pavarga. That means, first of all, not making hard labor for sense gratification. That way, no form coming in the mouth, no frustration, no material attachment, and no fear, and no death. That is apavarga. And Krishna is completely spiritual. He is the source of all spiritual and material. But he himself is spiritual. His body is spiritual, etc. So he's mentioned as apavarga, anapavarga virya. So it indicates the spiritual world, or at least that consciousness, where there is no labor, no form, no frustration, no fear, and no deaths. So Krishna is showing the path of pure bhakti, the path to the spiritual world. Of course, devotees are also doing parishrama. Maybe they are doing more hard labor than other people, but their parishrama is targeted towards pleasing Krishna. Because of that, they are not going through all these pavarga difficulties. So, and Krishna himself is also demonstrating that. Even in his pastimes, he was, even today's festival, he was lifting the Govardhan hill with the left pinky, staying there for 7 days and night. And then he never felt tired, or he did not show any symptom of any of these Pavarga difficulties. He was completely blissful. He was interacting with Brajavasis. They were having nice time. Even when he was killing, many demons, they had huge bodies and ferocious nature, but Krishna was calm. So he demonstrated himself and the devotees. We can see that many devotees who were put into tribulations. Haridas Thakur, he was beaten in the 22 marketplaces, but he was not feeling that pain. He was always chanting and he was being compassionate, etc. And then many other devotees, even Krishna's pastimes also we can see. The gopis and all, it looks like they were going through some difficult situations, but internally they were with Krishna always, and they were always feeling that bliss, even in separation. So Krishna is mentioned here as Anapavargavirya, a very suitable name. So Mother Kunti is indicating that also. Now in the translation, Prabhupada, for this word, he mentions your prowess never deteriorates. So we can see this from Ishopanishad's verse, Om Purnamadah Purnamidam, that famous verse. Everything emanates from him, but his opulence and potencies will stay as it is. It will never deteriorate. So we have examples from acharyas like that. And then Mother Kunti calls him, most famous name, Govinda. Now Govinda means, as we know, giver of pleasure both to the cows. Go means cows, but go also means senses. So of course the famous meaning is giving pleasure to the cows. Krishna loves the cows very much. And also giving pleasure to the senses of all of us. So if we are in touch with Krishna, and especially in this age of Kali, through the holy name, we can also feel that pleasure. So Mother Kunti is indicating that. And also we have Brahma Samhita, very famous prayers from Lord Brahma, where Lord Brahma is calling this name multiple times in every verse, verse 29 onwards, Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. So Prabhupada mentioned the meaning of the verse Chintamani Pragara Sadmasu Kalpavriksha Lakshavriteshu Surabhir Abhipalayantam Lakshmi Sahasrashata Sambhrama Sevyamanam Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. So in the spiritual world, description of spiritual world, it is full of Chintamanis, nice jewels. And then Kalpavriksha, that is desire tree, full of desire trees. Whatever you desire, of course, devotees, pure devotees in spiritual world, they desire something only to please Krishna. They never desire something for their own enjoyment. So the Kalpavriksha provides all facilities, whatever they require to serve Krishna. So the spiritual world is full of Kalpavriksha, Lakshavriteshu, Surabhir Abhipalayantam. Surabhi cows. Again, Surabhi cows are special cows. So its spiritual world is full of Surabhi cows. The name itself is Goloka, the world of cows, Goloka Dham. Lakshmi Sahasra Shata Sambhrama Sevyamanam. Thousands and thousands of Lakshmis are running around, to serve Krishna. That is the spiritual world. And such Govindam, this giver of pleasure both to the cows and senses. The Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Now Adipurusham is the original person, Tamaham Bhajami. So Brahma is praying to Krishna like that. So Mother Kunti is bringing up those details in this single word, Govinda. He is the Adipurusha, original person, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That Supreme Lord, and last, I offer my respectful obeisances. That's what Kunti Devi is mentioning. And then she goes and calling Krishna as Godvija Surarti Haravatara, the long name. So the translation gives the meaning: you descend to relieve the distresses of the cows, that is go, the brahmanas, that is dvija, and the devotees. So here it is mentioned as sura, which is usually mentioned as demigods, but demigods are devotees also. So sometimes that is used for devotees also in general. So you are relieving the distress of the cows, brahmanas, and the devotees. So the famous verse we chant, I'm sure every day we chant this verse: Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha Jagat Hitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Nama. So Govinda word also comes there, but it also glorifies the quality of Krishna. So Krishna respects the cows and brahmanas. Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha. So Krishna does activities which is favorable to the cows or pleasing to the cows and the brahmanas. If someone offends the brahmanas or the cows, Krishna is, not at all happy with them. As we can see, the mundane world, most of them are not respecting cows. Not only that, they kill cows left and right just for their sense gratification. And Prabhupada mentions that is the main reason for all the calamities, including the coronavirus or any other calamities. Killing of cows is the main reason, because Krishna doesn't like that. So he loves the cows and brahmanas. And then Jagat Hitaya, he is the well-wisher of the whole world also, all the living entities. So in context to this particular word, Godvija Surarti Haravatara, in the Govardhan pastime, of course, I'm sure Maharaj will speak, give a very inspiring lecture on Govardhan pastime. So I'm not going into that details. I'm not qualified to. But something inspired in context to this word, when Krishna speaks to Vrajavasis before Indra's, nasty things, when Krishna was, instructing Nanda Maharaj, and then later he asked, he's giving his opinion of, making a switch from Indra to worship Govardhan. In Canto 10, 24th chapter, verse 29 and 30, they are glorifying cows and brahmanas. So I'll read the translation of those two. Verse 29 in chapter 24, 10th canto. After everyone has eaten to his satisfaction, you should all dress and decorate yourselves handsomely. Smear your bodies with sandalwood paste and then circumambulate the cows, the brahmanas, the sacrificial fires, and Govardhana hill. So Krishna is very kind. He instructed them to, offer the food stuff and everything to Govardhan hill, and then take the prasadam to their full satisfaction. Then he's asking them to circumambulate the Govardhan hill. But before that, he's instructing them to circumambulate the cows, brahmanas, sacrificial fires, and Govardhan hill. So he has such high respect to the cows and brahmanas. And then the next verse, he's continuing, this is my idea, oh father, he's asking or telling Nanda Maharaj, and you may carry it out, it appeals to you. Such a sacrifice will be very dear to the cows, the brahmanas, and Govardhana hill, and also to me. So he's keeping himself at last. Cows, brahmanas, Govardhana hill, and then me. It is pleasing. Of course, he is Govardhana hill himself. He reveals that later. So in the purport, Prabhupada mentions one of the important or significance of respecting or taking care of cows and brahmanas. This leads to the varnashrama system of living, simple living, high thinking, which is very important for the well-being of the people in general. As we know, in olden days, at least Vedic system, every house will have a cow and cow or cows, and then they will have some land, so they can take care of their maintenance by themselves. So recently I heard that some of the prisons, at least in India for sure, some of the prisons, they are thinking about bringing cows into the prison house and then allowing the prisoners to serve the cows, or take care of the cows, or be with the cows. Just by spending time with the cows, the experiments shows that just by being with cows for some time every day or so, the behavior becomes so mode of goodness. The character gets transformed because the cows are so humble and they are in mode of goodness. They usually will not attack others. So that is the importance of cows. That much is importance of cows. So hopefully people in general will realize that fact, and they will avoid killing cows at least, and then save the whole world from these big calamities. Another interesting verse which I was inspired is in Canto 6, chapter 1, verse 41. The supreme cause of all causes, Narayana, is situated in his own abode in the spiritual world, but nevertheless he controls the entire cosmic manifestation according to the three modes of material nature: Sattvaguna, Rajoguna, and Tamoguna. In this way, all living entities are awarded different qualities, different names such as Brahmana, Kshatriya, and Vaishya, different duties according to the Varnashrama institution, and different forms. Thus, Narayana is the cause of the entire cosmic manifestation. So again, the emphasis of Varnashrama system or institution is mentioned here, which requires the protection of cows. Without cow protection, there is no question of Varnashrama system. So Krishna is very much pleased if someone, shows favors to, to some people who are protecting cows, because Kali Yuga, it is not so easy to protect cows because of the nature of, the environment. But at least there are some people who are protecting cows, so we can try to favor them, donate them or support them in some way. That will be very favorable for our own devotional service, because Krishna is pleased with that. Okay. Now, Mother Kunti calls Krishna another beautiful name, Yogeshwara, which is very famous, master of the mystic powers. Now, it is very easy to understand Krishna is Yogeshwara because most of his pastimes, unlike Lord Chaitanya, he came as a devotee, so he's called hidden avatara. But Krishna showed many of his mystic powers. Biggest example is lifting the Govardhana hill. Who can lift this huge Govardhan hill with the left pinky for 7 days and nights without feeling any trouble, right? So that is one of his great example, that he is the Yogeshwara. And then all the other pastimes where he was killing many big demons, Trinavarta and Shakatasura, just little boy, just by moving his leg, the whole cart got destroyed. The Asura was killed. And then many other pastimes, even Rasalila, etc. He will be there with each and every gopis, and many. All of his pastimes are showing his Yogeshwara. Not only that, he make his devotees also become Yogeshwaras to some extent. Now, devotees are not, aspiring to become a Yogeshwara or mystical person. But Krishna will provide, whenever it is required, Krishna will provide this mystical siddhis to his devotees. And there are many examples we can count on. Now, next, Mother Kunti calls him Akhila Guru. So which means, so in the translation, it's described as the preceptor of the entire universe or teacher of the entire universe. Akhila can be all living entities, but in this context, entire universe. Now, as we know from Bhagavad Gita also, it is described, Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam, Bhoktaram Yatnyatapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam. So Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, he is the Lord of all the entire universe and well-wisher of the well-wisher of all living entities. Who can become a well-wisher of all living entities? I don't know all living entities. I know very small set of living entities, by the way. And then to become a well-wisher of all the living entities means only Krishna can become like that. And of course, his pure devotees, by the empowerment of Krishna, also will become like Srila Prabhupada. He is a well-wisher of all the living entities. Also, Arjun describes Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 10, the famous verse again, Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavan. So he is glorifying Krishna, you are the supreme abode, etc. Right? So that also proves this Akhila Guru description of Krishna. And interestingly, when in the Govardhan pastime, when Indra, after 7 days, Indra realizes his mistake. Oh, I did a big mistake. Who can imagine doing such a big mistake to the Vrajavasis? Now, Vrajavasis are the topmost devotees of Krishna. And then trying to destroy them, that not for 5 or 10 minutes or half an hour. 7 days and night continuously trying to destroy Vrajavasis and the whole Vrajadham is like biggest offense. Maybe much more offensive than the demons were trying to do. Of course, they were trying to kill Krishna. He's okay with that. He doesn't take that as a serious offense also. But for the protection of other people, other devotees, he was killing the demons. But now Indra was trying to kill all the Vrajavasis. And Indra is not a demon. He's supposed to be, he's a devotee. So supposed to show the qualities of a devotee, even though he's mixed devotee. So once he realizes that he has done a big mistake, he offers nice prayers. So one of the prayers in Canto 10, chapter 27, verse 6, I'll read the translation. A nice one. You are the father and the spiritual master of this entire universe. He is also mentioning the same, Akhila Guru. And also its supreme controller of the universe. You are insurmountable time, imposing punishment upon the sinful for their own benefit. Very nice thing. Punishment upon the sinful for their own benefit. Krishna is not envious or angry. Indeed, in your various incarnations selected by your own free will, you act decisively to remove the false pride of those who presume themselves masters of this world. So this is very interesting. Indra himself thought he is the master of this world. He thought he is the Akhila Guru. And then as we know, each of the conditioned souls, they think that I am the master of at least, many politicians think I am the master of this country or this state, or family members think that I am the master of this family, or I am the master of this company, or I'm this master of this whatever group, or at least people think I am the master of this body. I know what to do with the body. I know, how to take care of myself. That's also false ego, right? False pride. So Indra is mentioning here, by your own free will, O Krishna, you act decisively to remove the false pride of those who presume themselves master of this world. So it is very much suitable, this name, Akhila Guru, to Krishna only. And then finally, Queen Kunti calls him as Bhagavan, the possessor of all opulence. So as we know, he is, the meaning of Bhagavan means who possesses the bhagas, opulences, all this knowledge, strength, beauty, etc. Renunciation also. So the conclusion of Mother Kunti's prayers, as Prabhupada mentioned in the purport, this is the summary of the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna by Srimati Kunti Devi. Of course, there is no end to his glorification. No one can completely summarize the glories of Krishna. And of course, Krishna is not looking for completeness in words from a devotee, but he is looking for the love of the devotee. He is controlled by the love of the devotee. And he is very much pleased by hearing Mother Kunti's prayers, including this verse. And then next verse, we can see he will gently smile. I will not go into those details. But this prayer is very simple, and it is very much applicable for all of us to offer to Krishna, because we all know the details by the mercy of the acharyas, and we can also offer these prayers when we go in front of Krishna, or when we think about Krishna, we can think about these glorifications. That is the beauty of the prayers of pure devotees, as we know. Now, since it is Govardhan Puja, I would also like to read one verse which is inspiring to me, which is from 10th canto, chapter 21, verse 18. This is when Krishna and Balaram is in the forest, and when Krishna plays his flute, gopis, just by listening to his flute, they are glorifying Giriraj Govardhan. And it is very beautiful. So I thought in connection to this verse also, since Mother Kunti glorifies Krishna as Govinda, Godvija Surarti Haravatar, etc. So I thought, at least for my purification and the pleasure of the devotees, I will read. Maybe I will show this verse on screen. So it's, and let me quickly share the screen. So this is 10:21:18. Very beautiful verse also. I'll read the Sanskrit also. Hantaya madrirabala haridasa varyo yad rama krishna charana sparisha pramoda manam tanoti sahago ganayostayor yat paniya suyava sakandara kandamulai. So the translation is very beautiful. Of all the devotees, this Govardhan hill is the best. So the word used is Haridasa Varya. Dasa is servant, Hari is Krishna, Varya means the most topmost. So topmost servant of Hari, of course, he is Govardhan is Hari also, but he is described as the Haridasa Varya by the gopis. Gopis are the topmost devotees, but they are telling Govardhan hill is the best devotee of Krishna. Oh my friends, this hill supplies Krishna and Balarama, along with their calves, cows, and cowherd friends, with all kinds of necessities: water for drinking, very soft grass, caves, fruits, flowers, and vegetables. In this way, the hill offers respects to the Lord. Being touched by the lotus feet of Krishna and Balarama, Govardhana hill appears very jubilant. So very nice description. Again, Govardhan means also go is cow, one who gives pleasure to the cows, or facilities for our senses to serve Krishna, different meanings. Now, this the purport is also very interesting. So Prabhupada, this is taken from Prabhupada's Chaitanya Charitamrita translation, Madhya 1834. In that it's mentioned, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura explains the opulence of Govardhana hill as follows. So he's describing the meanings of all these words. Very nice. Paniya refers to the fragrant, cool water from the Govardhana waterfalls, which Krishna and Balarama drink and use to wash their feet and mouths. Govardhana also offers other beverages such as honey, mango juice, and pilu juice. Suyavasa indicates durva grass used to make the religious offering of arghya. I heard somewhere Durvasa Muni got his name because he only eats durva grass or juice of that. It is very austere just to take this grass. So it's there in Govardhana hill. Govardhana also has grass that is fragrant, soft, and conducive to the strong growth of cows and increased production of milk. Thus, this grass is used for feeding the transcendental herds. Kandara refers to the caves where Krishna, Balarama, and their friends play, sit, and lie down. These caves give pleasure when the weather is too hot or too cold, or when it is raining. So they don't need AC or heater. The caves are taking care of that. Govardhana also features soft roots for eating, jewels for ornamenting the body, flat places for sitting, and lamps and mirrors in the form of smooth stones, glistening water, and other natural substances. So very, very beautiful description. Just by reading this, we feel like we are experiencing a glimpse of the beauty of Govardhan, this fragrant, cool water and all these mango juice, pilu juice, honey, and all these nice caves and very, very delicious milk because of the soft grass. And just by drinking the milk, we will feel like chanting the holy names with full attention. And this cows, Krishna, Balaram, and their friends, they were enjoying this Govardhan Hill. So Govardhan Hill is the Haridasa Varya. He was, allowing all these devotees along with Krishna and Balaram and cows, etc., to enjoy it to the fullest. So, the best service one can ever perform is to serve Krishna and Balaram and their devotees for their pleasure. Whatever little we can do to do that, that will give us peace and happiness, and because that is pleasing to Krishna. So on this most auspicious day of Govardhan Puja, I would like to stop here and hear from your realizations or some reflections about this verse or Govardhan festival. So Giriraj Govardhan ki jai, Shri Shri Nitai Sachinandan Dev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveta Bhaktavrindi ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.
Thank you very much, Prema Vardhana Prabhu. We've left plenty of time for devotees to reflect and share realization and, of course, ask questions. So please go ahead, devotees.
Hare Krishna, Prema Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Thank you so much for the wonderful description. You really took each and every glorification of Krishna in the prayer of Kunti Maharani and explained it from different using different verses in Srimad Bhagavatam and substantiating that with different verses of Srimad Bhagavatam. It was very beautiful too. And this verse is so packed with glories of Krishna and all his different names or different activities. Thank you so much. It was really wonderful. I mean, the icing on the cake of all the verses. Finally, she said it.
Yeah, Mother Kunti's mercy to us.
The best for the last. So
Yeah,
thank you so much for the wonderful description. Thank you so much. And also,
thank you.
Try to connect all these verses and not all the verses, the descriptions of the verses with Govardhan last time on the auspicious day. So about the Surabhi cows and all, it's really wonderful. Thank you so much for doing that.
Yeah. It's their mercy. Any other reflections or additions? Or your meditations on Govardhan Puja, if you could share, that will help me also.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, because it
Hare
was really
Krishna.
nice, like how you incorporated Prabhupada's lectures and his like quotations into like the Govardhan stories and Krishna's pastimes, including the Kuntis. It was very nice. I mean, it just seemed like it was the flow was just keep going, and I didn't even realize it was like ending. So thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji, for.
Thank you, Prabhu, for the both scientific explanation of the verse. Krishna consciousness, Srila Prabhupada taught us, is not sentimental. It's backed up by scientific basis of Krishna consciousness. So I like that, and as well as exploration of this verse as a prayer. Where she, I mean, we know from lectures by senior devotees that prayers constitute of first, namaha,
Mm.
that without false ego, and then
Yeah.
glorification of the Lord in a particular aspect of the Lord, which in this verse, please correct me. I haven't contemplated as deeply as you have, clearly. But
No.
she treasures the Lord's ability to protect. And then usually prayers conclude with a request. Like, the Mother Ashtakam is this prayer, it's glorification of the Lord as Lord who gives up his godliness just to have experience the prema of the Brajvasis and reciprocate. And the desired request is to be receiving the darshan of such a unique aspect of the Lord. So, she does the namaste, nama,
Yeah.
and then she does the glorification of all the amazing qualities of the Lord. And this is the most wonderful prayer because of that. And she doesn't ask for anything. She just offers glorification. And Srila Prabhupada said, Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj said that that's true nature, true prayer. I was reading somewhere that a Christian saint by the name of Saint Teresa of Avila said, more harm is done in this world by prayers that are answered rather than ones that are unanswered. So in Krishna consciousness, I was reading that one has to know what to ask for. And so she very nicely glorifying that. I really liked the example you gave of the prison. I had never thought of that, but I thought, oh, that makes a whole lot of sense. I mean, because Srila Prabhupada concludes that the cows, Brahmins, devotees are very important because they're good for the welfare for all living beings.
Yeah.
And I thought that was, if that's occurring in India, that's reflecting, really nice mood. I hope, others throughout the world can take advantage of it. So that was wonderful. So that's occurring in India, where
I heard that I think Modi had that plan. I don't know whether it worked out or not, but that some news I heard somewhere, sometimes back, but I just remembered that.
Yeah. I think, Sutta Prabhu, who is, a very wonderful brahmachari in the manner, said that sometimes, he doesn't have such a prayerful mood. And then he said one of his colleagues who has very prayerful mood said to him, praying for the welfare of others is really a wonderful thing. And, to pray for the welfare, the cows, the brahmanas, and the devotees is very wonderful because it endears us to Krishna, because Krishna, like you said, clearly cares about those people, those entities in society. So thank you.
Thank you for that nice realization, the glorification. Namaste, then glorification.
Other thing, because I had read that verse, where she calls Krishna Govindaya, Nanda Gopal Kumaraya.
Krishnaya Vasudevaya.
Yes. And I was reading that, when I was giving lecture on that calling Krishna by these names of devotees that he's really close to invokes Krishna's compassion. Vasudevaya, Nanda, Deva. It just invokes Krishna's compassion because Krishna clearly loves those devotees. So saying Krishna Sakha. This is wonderful because before she had asked Krishna to sever all her ties of affection, but here she's turning around and actually appreciating that relationship. Anyways,
Right.
wonderful. I appreciate your very, kind of explaining each sentence and word very carefully, and your mood in which you're doing it too, and your chastity to the sampradaya, whereby you said because somebody else senior is going to speak Govardhan Puja realization, you will refrain from that, even though
Of course, yes.
would be to do. Thank you for your personal example.
Yeah. And the meanings are directly from Prabhupada's explanations. So that was my. I did not know anything other than that. He gave the descriptions, and I just repeated for my purification, of course. And so, yeah, it was a nice experience for me to read this and Prabhupada's description and repeat that. So many lessons for me also, especially from the destructions Krishna is protecting devotees. I was also thinking, he protected devotees from Indra also, because Indra is also devotee, but Indra had that pride and that caused harm for his pure devotees. So like that, I have pride, and Krishna maybe Krishna is protecting devotees from my, misbehaviors also. But just in a compassionate way, I may feel difficulties, but he's doing that to purify me. That was my realization from that. Indra himself is telling that, and so it was a nice experience for me to think about, meditate, and speak on this verse.
Thank you very much. Others would like to share?
Hi Krishna Prabhuji, as usual, a wonderful class. It was so endearing and thought-provoking. Prabhu, when you were talking about the custom of Govinda, I just heard you asked devotees to share what they heard, so I thought I'd share.
Yeah.
So apparently, when Indra comes to ask forgiveness, he brings Surabhi also, and Surabhi is the first person who actually names Krishna Govinda. I heard that just yesterday, so that was beautiful. She said that you are the true Indra, Krishna. Indra means king, and here this Indra was not really Indra because he tried to destroy all of us, including her king. Or cows. These cows are grazing on Govardhan when all this was happening. So you are the true Indra, and you are Govinda because you give pleasure to us cows and to all our senses. So yeah, that was glorious.
Yeah, nice point. Thank you for that, adding that. Yeah. Okay, so anybody else, or otherwise we can stop?
I think does anybody else have anything else to comment? It's 9:05. So I appreciate you, Prema Vardhana Prabhu, doing this